Welcome to the Virtualy Rek't podcast. I am IndieVR, and these are my two beautiful co-hosts,
Assistants,
slaves.
Beautiful assistants.
Back in VR, and Chewie from PowerOnVR.
Hi guys, how are you doing? How are you doing? Episode 20. God, who'd have thought when we first started? Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
20. It doesn't seem like a big number in your everyday life, but when it turns out it's your 20th podcast and you're doing it every other week, that's actually pretty damn massive.
Yeah, it's like 40 weeks. And within the next couple of weeks or months, we shall be on season 2.
Excellent.
Oh, dude, we got a guy in our chat, Livid VR, says we have been absolutely addicted to that Tactical Assault VR game you guys showed us. Yeah. You didn't play, did you, Chewie? It was me.
No, I was doing real life shit. That was fun.
You were working, yeah. Yeah, that was good fun, that. Right, so before we start then, excuse me, I do apologise, I'm still not very well. What have you been playing and what are you drinking?
Let's start with Sergey, boy, shall we?
Okay. And so, what have I been... Okay, what am I drinking? Coffee.
I tell you, this podcast has gone super downhill for the drinking game.
I know. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
And what I've been playing, I'm playing loads of stuff. What have I played? So the last time 2 weeks ago, Horrors of Space, which is like an alien isolation multiplayer game.
Yeah.
That was really fun. I got to play with the developer as well. That's just come out on Steam. So yeah, check it out, guys. I played another one, which was called Chosen Zombies, which is on App Lab, and it's like a zombie wave game, but it's different. It's really cool. It's like bow and arrow and crossbow I got up to, but then you get like special powers and stuff. So it's something different if you're into zombie games. That's definitely worth having a look at.
Was that the ancient zombie one?
Yeah.
I think I just caught the end of that, yeah.
Yeah, it's set in the ancient Korea, like back in the old days. The setting's really cool as well. So I did like that. And another one I've been playing is Our Wrong Choice, which is in really early access. So it's like an open world zombie game.
Yeah.
And I really like the design of the world is really cool. Really like the way it was done. It looked like a world that I've been lived in.
Henry says you're not live yet.
I've just seen it. It's being a tit.
Yes,
Can we start again?
I wouldn't mind.
No, carry on. This is my fault. I apologise to the people on my channel. I completely screwed up.
I wouldn't mind, you know.
I've got 2 different live windows open.
Yeah, I'm sitting here watching your podcast on my phone so I can look at your chat, and it didn't twig to me that your screen hadn't come on. What an idiot. I suppose we're just as bad as each other. Sorry, Sergey.
Welcome, my guys. Back to Sergey. We're talking about what Sergey's playing, what he's drinking. Apparently, it's coffee and water, as typical. But yeah, Sergey, you've been playing some horror shit because it's October, I assume.
It's Pooptober.
Yeah. So I played Horrors of Space with the Dev. Let me do a quick recap. I played Chosen VR Zombies, which is an ancient Korean zombie game with like special like magic powers. That's on App Lab. Another App Lab game it's called Our Wrong Choice, and it's an open world zombie game. The world design is really cool. It's in really early access. It's like literally the devs working on it. But from what I saw, it's really good. Looks really promising. Play some contractors, which everyone knows about with the mods. Ultra Wings, everyone knows about. I played another one called Arms Doll, which is another indie game, and you're in a mech basically. That was really good fun. That is Steam. I played the Black Trail VR, which is the cowboys and Indians, where you get to play the cowboy and the Indian, and it's like a story-based VR game. That's a demo that's available on Steam now, so check that out. We played Tactical Assault, which is a brilliant game, and that's really popular. Like, loads of people who watch the stream, a lot of people are buying that game at the moment.
That was really good fun.
So it's really good fun co-op. There's a couple of levels at the moment. One's in beta testing, and then hopefully really soon the dev said he's going to unlock all of the levels, so there'll be 6 in total. That's really cool. It's hard. But
It
it's
is
really
hard.
good fun.
It is hard. It took us about an hour just to get the first level done. We had about 5 or 6 goes, didn't we? Yeah, bloody hell, it was hard.
It's really good, really well done though. It's like the low poly graphics, but the gameplay is really cool.
Yeah, I think when we were streaming, I was saying to people, just ignore the graphics. I mean, they're okay, they're good, but it's just like it's the difficulty of the game. Yeah, that was really good. So, sorry.
No, I was just going to say you forget about the graphics.
Yeah, you do straight away.
And it's always going to be worked on. And then finally, I've got the Afterlife VR, which I played through on a live stream because it's December. We played some after the fall, and then I played through the Exorcist Legion last night in VR, which was
excellent.
Fun. There you go.
So, what have you been playing, Chewie, and what are you drinking?
Right, let's start with what I'm drinking because I'm a massive nerd and I love my beer. So I have, hang on, where is the camera? There we go. I have a Brewdog Lord of the Rings Special Edition Fellowship Pale Ale.
Oh, and does it taste like Galadriel?
Well, I hope it tastes like a certain part of Galadriel. And my wife heard that and is now looking at me.
Just blame me, Chewie. Just blame me.
It was Mac told me to say it, hun. Nothing else.
Just say it tastes like Gollum's balls, you'll be all right.
Serge said it tastes like Gollum's balls, dear. It
burns us. It burns us, the precious.
That's incredibly nice. I was sure. Look, it's even got a sting on the side of it.
Oh, excellent.
That's
cool.
sick. Love it. Look, got a whole crate of that.
Cool.
Not going to drink it all tonight because I am exhausted. But what have I been playing then? I've been playing a lot of the same sort of old school stuff that we've been playing for ages because as I'm going to probably end up accidentally reminding Mac throughout the entire night, I've been having to test the Pico 4 headset. And the library for that is it has some newer titles, but it's mainly working on the older titles in the store at the moment. That's what they're sort of filling up their store with. So that's what I've been testing everything on. So I've been playing Walkabout Mini Golf. I've been playing Aspire 1, 11 Table Tennis, Zero Caliber Reloaded, Dysim, which isn't actually that old. It's only just been released fully on Oculus, I think.
It is one thing. It is one thing that a lot of people have said to me. And they're like, "Oh, the Quest 2's got a massive library." The Pico library's huge.
The Pico library is really big for how old it is. Yeah, in my opinion, I genuinely think that they need to get on the side quest pathway.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously not going to be called side quest, but or maybe side quest will have a Pico part. Like maybe they can expand now that they've had their 12 million influx of money from Google. So yeah, no, that's mainly what I've been playing. And do you know what? Right, considering they're older games, I really, really enjoyed going back to them and playing. Yeah, I mean, Walkabout Mini Golf and Zero Caliber I play a lot of anyway. That's sort of my jam. But I'd completely forgotten about 11 Table Tennis.
Yeah,
that game's actually great. I'm terrible, but the game's great. Yeah, so that's been really good. I've been really having a really good time. What about you, Matt? Oh, and Half-Life Alyx, because I've been having to test PC VR, so
yeah,
you've got to play Half-Life Alyx on repeat, basically.
I'm drinking Brewdog.
Oh, that's amazing! He's on it.
Can you see that?
That's less amazing.
Sorry, dude.
I take every bit of what I just said back.
Yeah, I had. I'm having 4 weeks off the booze, and it's fucking killing me. But this tastes really good, actually. As far as if anybody was going to make a decent ale, it would be Brewdog. A decent alcohol-free ale, it'd be Brewdog. So.
Oh, there's no booze in there.
Oh no, it's alcohol-free, mate.
Oh my god! Should we end it now? Should we end the stream?
So,
you're drinking coffee.
Yeah, you can't say anything.
You're drinking what is like he might be drinking alcohol-free beer, right? Which is a fake beer. You're drinking what is literally the opposite of beer. You are drinking black versus white.
Right, I've got a question which we're going to come back to, Daniel, because we're going to be talking about this subject later on. So I've read your question, and I'll come back to you. Right, so I have been playing. I got back into the Radius, and the reason I got back into the Radius is because I played Bone Lab, and I thought that was crap. But we're going to talk about that later on, I guess, in the podcast. So that. Yeah, the reason I went back into the Radius because I wasn't enjoying Bone Lab. But I have been playing a game which is in very early access. I'm just going to quickly bring it up on my stream. And that is Grimlord. And it's basically a Dark Souls-esque, Elden Ring sort of style, fantasy, swords, magic sort of slash 'em up. And it is hard. It is really, really hard. It took me 2 days, I think, to get to the first checkpoint, and that was like playing 3 or 4 hours every day. It's really hard, but it's good fun. It's like, if you're a fan of the Dark Souls games, it is actually really good fun. It can be frustrating. If you're not paying attention, one of the enemies can take off most of your life very, very easily. So, yeah, it can be annoying, but, yeah, that's what I've been playing, Grimlord. So, shout out to Demo Akuro, who gave me the key. Thank you very much, my friend. And that's what I've been playing, and that's, unfortunately, what I'm drinking.
Back just lost all his viewers.
Just check the live stream.
Yeah, they're just sitting there being like, well, usually we have the joke, obviously, and we have the Mac juice, and Mac hasn't drunk any Mac juice for weeks now. So yeah, I feel like that's deserved.
I feel like Funtime Freddy from the Friends episode, the guy who was like the soul of the party. Turns out he was a pisshead, and as soon as he went sober, he was really boring.
That's pretty true to life, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
The moment when have you ever had one of your friends that isn't in AA and everyone's supporting them? Let's be fair to those people.
Yeah.
But just your average friend that goes, do you know what? I'm not going to drink for all of January.
Yeah.
It's
one of my friends who luckily isn't into VR and doesn't watch the podcast. He's like my wife's best friend's husband, lovely fella, and he got into triathlons. So he was my drinking buddy, and he got into triathlons and he stopped drinking. And we went
talking to him.
We went on holiday to Dublin. And there was one point, it was like 1 o'clock, and I just ordered a pint of Guinness. He turned to me and said, "Are you an alcoholic?" And I just went, "Fuck off." Right? Just because you don't drink anymore, fuck off. So that made our holiday to Dublin really, really pleasant. There you go. Yes. Yeah, I'm probably turning into that boring wanker now. There you go.
No, I think pretty much the same as you normally are. Not boring wanker, but still the same Mac and VR. I think later on in the podcast you can tell the slight difference, after a few bottles of wine.
Yeah, I can actually remember things and talk properly.
Yeah, well, that's good because two of you can remember things while I drink. That works for me.
So how does Galadriel's tears taste?
Oh, mate, this goes down really, really well. Like, I'm super glad I've got a 12-pack of this.
Oh God,
because this will be gone before I go back to work Wednesday.
Who the hell's Galadriel, by the way?
Oh, for God's sakes,
fuck off.
You haven't watched Lord of the Rings?
I have, yeah, I watched it.
Galadriel's the blonde elf that's hard as fuck. She's brilliant.
It's like one of the most powerful beings in Middle-earth.
She's amazing.
But yeah, if you've watched Lord of the Rings, you'd have seen her for a little while. She's the one that gives them all the presents. She gives Gimli some hair, which is actually a big thing. Like, people don't realise how big of a thing that is. But anyway, yeah, so she's in that, and she's obviously like one of the main characters in the Rings of Power, which someone in my stream said is not. They haven't liked it. I've been quite enjoying it so far.
Yeah, I have. I've enjoyed it. It's the last episode on Friday, so we've saved up last Friday's, and we're going to do a double bill. So I've really enjoyed it.
We're only on episode 4 because we're actually watching it with my kids.
Oh, okay.
Because my kids love themselves some Tolkien.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's get on to actual VR news, shall we, boys?
Okay.
What do you want to start with?
I think the biggest thing is the Pico 4.
There goes the next hour, and there goes Mac's soul.
Turn your headset up for this, Mac. You don't want to miss it.
So I'll just quickly explain what happened to me, and then that'll segue into what happened.
What happened to me?
What happened to him? So I pre-ordered my Pico 4 as soon as it became available on System Active. System Active said, "We'll take payment on the 3rd of October. Your headset will ship on the 3rd of October, and you will receive it on the 4th of October." So I was like, "Oh, marvelous!" So 3rd of October, 5 p.m. They took payment for my headset. 7 p.m. they sent an email out while I was live streaming because people started to ping up on the chat. I've just got an email saying it's been delayed to the 18th. So I was like, right, okay. So when I finished the stream, sure enough, got an email from System Active saying that the release of the Pico 4 had been delayed on the instructions of Pico. So it had gone from being released on the 4th in the UK to being released on the 18th, which is a week after Meta Connect happens, which is happening obviously tomorrow. So I think Pico have missed a massive chance there because all Meta have to do tomorrow is mention the Quest 3 and Pico's legs are going to be taken away.
I don't think that they're going to mention the Quest 3 tomorrow. If they do, there is going to be a mention, and that will be the total of it, I think.
Yeah. Like they did with Project Cambria last time.
Yeah, exactly. They sort of glassed over it. They gave us a few small... Bloody fly. A small few looks at it.
Sorry, that's Chewie's Tourette's.
Just before you start, we've got Sadly It's Bradley in the chat. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Hey, Bradley.
Hey, Sadly. That is kind of your name. Sorry, the drink's already going to my head. I suddenly thought, actually, that's probably not his name. When I'm literally reading your name right now, mate. I agree with you. Brad. I think the Pico's fine. I assume you've been having a play with one. I don't know whether you've actually had hold of one. I've had mine for a solid week now. Cue Mac crying and dying inside, just a whole lot.
Just a little bit.
So yeah, I've had mine for a week, and even though it actually sat on my desk for 2 days not being touched because I was working, didn't have a chance. So I've had since Wednesday to smash out as much as I can in between actually having to do real world stuff. I think it's a good headset. I think it's a good shot at the Quest 2, but then that's saying that, you know, it's a shot at the Quest 2 2 years after the Quest 2 was released. I think it's certainly got a lot of modern gadgetry on it, which I really like. Like they've really tried to say, here, techies, here is your thing. Here is something that has cool stuff on it. Like obviously you've got the RGB pass through, which I said it in my video. I'll say it again. I'm in love with it. It makes such a difference because even though there is a slight blurring to reality. I'm not saying the image is blurry. I'm saying that it's not reality. You still forget it because you're used to, with the Quest 2, double tapping on the side of it and everything going black and white, and you can just about see your dog coming in. Now I'm double tapping on it and looking at my phone. Now I'm double tapping it and I'm picking up a
brilliant.
beer.
Yeah.
And there's no depth of field to it as of this point. But it makes a hell of a difference when you're setting up your room. Setting up your Guardian, your Boundary feels absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Is there any? We had some specific questions, didn't we? I wanted to address them.
I just wanted to say before we start, did you see the video of Nathy riding his bike with his Pico on
No,
pass-through.
no, I didn't get round to it. It was on my list of things to watch before we got on here, but I missed it.
It's because you can obviously see the point where he actually stood and put his Pico on and set his boundary. Because as he goes scooting past on his bike, you see his boundary appear and just goes woo straight past him. It's really cool. It's a really cool video.
I need to watch that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had a question from Daniel Kaz. And he said,
Daniel Kaz,
you can answer
my
these.
two concerns about Pico, battery life and light leakage. Okay, so first of all, battery life, it is certainly comparable, if not ever so slightly better than the Quest 2 when doing the same tasks. So, yeah, battery life isn't really an issue, in my opinion. Someone else mentioned something about there being a Bobo VR. It's not actually a Bobo VR accessory. It's an accessory that already existed for the Quest 2 that happens to also be perfect for sticking on the back of the Pico 4. So that isn't but well done, Bobo, at the end of the day. They've created an accessory that is going to be perfect for this, because unlike, it's not good for the Quest 2's original head strap because it's sitting on something that's so flimsy, but the fact that it will be sitting on the back of this, right, that's really sturdy. That's going to be like if it was sitting on an Elite strap, that's perfect. So I don't think there's going to be a problem for battery life there. As far as light leakage, yes, I'm using the little Hujma flip. That's not a good word.
Nose blockers.
Nose blocker.
Nose light blocker. Let's go with that. And honestly, the light leakage isn't too bad. However, and I should have mentioned this in the video, and it's only just cropped into my head. Those of you who wear glasses, especially ones that have particularly thick frames, like I don't know if you can see this, but that is quite. They're not a small set of glasses. They're quite large. The glasses fit inside them wonderfully. I am blown away by how comfortable it is to wear glasses inside the Pico 4. However, because of the way that I'll pull this out so you guys can see it. Because of the way the facial interface is built on this is very flimsy. It's very comfortable, but it's very flimsy, and it's designed that way to fit to your face really nicely. The problem is the moment you get the glasses onto the side, you do get a little bit of light leakage onto the lenses, and that is a pain in the ass. However, there are several companies that have already started making prescription lenses for this thing.
Yeah, I've got an affiliate link with VR Rock, and they've reached out to me to send me some Pico 4 prescription lenses already. So my prescription lenses are on the way. They'll probably arrive before me Pico 4 does. And just as an aside, the Pico 3 was the same with glasses. There was like tons of space inside the headset. I could wear my glasses quite easily with the Pico 3, so it's obviously a thing that Pico think about.
Yes.
Go on,
No, you go. Ask questions.
Yeah, I was going to ask about because I saw your video. How does it capture? Is it like a rectangle?
Yeah, no, it's this. It captures in exactly the same way as the Quest 2.
Right. Okay.
Which is disappointing. I was really disappointed by that. If I'm honest, I really wanted them to turn around and be like, do you know what we're going to do better than Meta? We're going to make the capture ability much, much better.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit disappointed on that. But, I mean, you saw how good it looks.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't done any, like, post-editing to any of that stuff, really. So it looks fine. The capture quality is good. I tell you what, my favourite thing are these controllers. These controllers are great. They need accessories, but they are fantastic for two reasons. One is this button here, the record screenshot button. I thought it was going to be, you know, when you get like an off-brand tech gadget and they've added like random shit for no real reason. And you're just like, okay, well, that's fine, but it's just shit. Like, there's no need. Like, the rest of it works fine, okay, but like that added thing is just there pointlessly. This is not. That button is phenomenal. A single press on it, screenshots, right? And that's all very well and good, but it screenshots instantly. It's not like there's no delay. It's a perfect instantaneous. The moment you touch that button, it screenshots, which is phenomenal. And holding it down for, I think it's just over a second, activates the recording, and the recording is once again instantaneous. You don't get any jutter, no shuttering, nothing. I'm really, really happy about that. For those of you who haven't seen the video, that is my favorite other thing. That is probably the best battery compartment on a device that I have ever seen in my life. Not only is it super good as a battery compartment and it's super easy to get into, no problems whatsoever, it uses 2 AA batteries, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Just for questioning the accessories thing, I've been looking at the Pico 4 controller, and the bottom of the Pico 4 controller looks very similar to the Index controller, where the handle comes into the base. So I've reached out to ProTube and asked them. They haven't got back to me yet, but I'm guessing that the adapter, the Mark II adapter that they used for the Index controllers, which basically just snapped onto the outer part of the ring, and then you just basically slid it down and it popped into the mag cup. That is going to be a very similar design for the ProTube. So yeah, I haven't.
I mean, if ProTube are watching somehow, somewhere, I'll tell you this now, right? I will overnight you these fucking controllers if if you'll send me some mag cups for them, because I am desperate to be able to use my mag tube with this thing.
Right, I'm just gonna. The guy who runs the company is called Barino, and he's on my. Where is he? I'm gonna message him directly. There he is.
Okay, so Henry asked, how strong is the magnet on the facial interface? The magnet's pretty damn good, actually, man. Like, I don't know if you can see how, like, I'm worried I'm going to let go of it, is how hard I'm throwing it, and it's not even budging. So, yeah, I would say that is damn good.
Yeah, it seems like a really, really good design. That does, like a proper upgrade, isn't it, from the last one?
Yeah. I'm pretty happy with it. Like I'm always worried with the Quest, for instance, that because I take my facial interfaces out quite often. I'm always worried that something's going to snap, because it feels like it's going to snap. You know, plastic only bends that certain amount for so long before it just gives. But the fact that they've made it magnetic feels great.
Crash just
really
said,
happy about
"Funny if you smashed it on air."
Oh yeah, this is the thing, right? Is I am. Right, so here's the point. Before I actually started reviewing this, because I knew I was getting it, I knew that I was getting hold of it because Pico sent it to me. I was seriously considering ripping it apart on air, and actually doing like over a live stream or video series on how to pull it apart and whatnot. And now that I've used it, I'm kind of like, oh, I kind of want to just keep it now because it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think you should keep it, mate.
Well, the thing is, because there are no accessories out at the moment. The only 2 accessories that are out at the moment is the Bobo VR, which is not an accessory for Pico. It just so happens to work with Pico, and the prescription lenses. So what I actually wanted to do was see if I could pull this all off, repurpose where the battery could sit in another headset, and then attach my Bobo VR M2 headset to it, because the Bobo VR M2 is super comfy. Yeah, like everyone agrees with that.
Yeah,
it's just the best head strap for the Quest, right? But you know what? Because this is so light, it doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. It's so comfortable without any kind of like halo shit that it's mind blowing, and it's because it's the front end of it's only 295 grams.
Yeah.
That's because of the lenses, right? So they can cut down.
Yeah.
Well, it's because the lenses have cut down the size at the front, which means that the center of gravity moves backward, which is great. But obviously they've moved the 280 odd gram battery to the back. So realistically, this entire thing weighs the same as a Quest 2 without a strap on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool,
pretty
man.
good.
I think Rory asked about, is VR chat and big screen on the Pico App Store?
No.
Okay.
Which no, like I don't know why it isn't. It seems like it seems criminal. that they aren't, but they are not currently. There are still things that are coming, like for instance, like Saints and Sinners. Oh, not sure if I'm allowed to say that. Fuck it, I've said it.
No,
Saints and Sinners.
I'm pretty sure that's public knowledge.
Okay, that's fine then, because it was on a list that I wasn't meant to talk about.
That's all right. You could have forgotten your name. It's all right.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's Saints and Sinners is coming, but it isn't there yet. There is lots of stuff that is coming and confirmed to be coming, like the virtual desktop stuff. Like virtual desktop isn't officially like meant to be mentioned, even though it's very obvious that it's coming and that it's available in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, you're right. You can always play both
PC
of those
VR.
games through PCVR, so that's not a huge loss.
Yeah. I'm guessing that most people who are on VR chat are using PC anyway, because a lot of them like the full body tracking. So
it's not just the full body tracking for PC for VR chat though. It's also that there are many, many, many worlds and many avatars that aren't Quest friendly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So yeah, if you're super into it, you'll probably be on PC VR.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got a choice, haven't you? So when you select a world, it says if it's just for Quest or for PC, or if it works on both.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Rory.
Are there any other questions?
Yeah. Sorry, Rory is the one who asked about big screen, but in your video review, you actually talked about the Pico, like sort of it was called Pico Max or P Max.
Yeah, so the PMax like video screen that they have, I really like. It's really in depth. They've really thought about it. It's got all of the options that you could want, and it makes it really nice and enjoyable to use. However, it doesn't have big screen, as far as I'm aware, and that is also a travesty because big screen isn't just about where you are in VR; it's about who you're with. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed. I'm hoping that will come on the way because that's something that I want to start doing in the future, especially now that I've got this, which I'll be running like the PC VR version on, is because it's so light and it's so comfortable to wear for watching movies because you forget it's there.
Yeah. So again, Rory's asked another question, and this could be quite relevant to a lot of people watching. Is it worth selling my Quest 2 and upgrading?
Okay, so here I've already been asked this question. Like before we started, like bear in mind that video premiered at 6 o'clock. It's now 8 o'clock, and I've already had 4 other people ask me this exact same question in different comment sections. And I'm going to give you the same question or the same answer that I've been giving everyone else, and that is, if you don't already have a massive Quest library, then I think it's a reasonable upgrade. If you already have a reasonable Quest library, same as if you already have like shitloads of Apple products, you may want to consider staying in the ecosystem.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Basically, that's I'm keeping my Quest 2 for the exclusives, and for my library of games that I've already got. I'm going to use the Pico mostly for PC VR, but if a game comes out that is cross-platform, cross-play, I'll probably buy it on the Pico just purely for that comfort factor. So, like, for example, if Walking Dead comes out on the Pico and has like a co-op mode, then I'll probably buy it on the Pico because I want that comfort.
This is the thing. I'm going to do a follow-up on the review because one of the things that I've realized is that I didn't treat, and this is something that I'll admit to you guys, I didn't actually treat the Pico in the same way that I would treat the Quest. And part of that is because I don't have the accessories for it. And I didn't have a sensible way of attaching a battery to it. So consequently, like I hate having a battery pack in my pocket now. It's like the bane of my existence. So I was actually just using it until it was dead, charging it and using it again. Which is like a bit of a rod for my own back, but I'm going to redo it. I've ordered the Bobo VR accessory for this so that I can try it out. And I'll get back to you guys on what I think of it once I actually start using it with that extra 300 grams weighing on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone said to me to sell my Quest 2 and upgrade to the Pico. But then it's like, what about all the App Lab stuff and the side quest stuff? That's the only thing, because I'm not really invested into the Quest. I've maybe got 2 games that are Quest exclusives. No, 1. So, but then the issue is, like, the whole point of my channel is like indie games. So even though I could do an Amazon 30-day money back, whatever the hell, I don't think it's worth me doing it at this point in time. And like
Okay.
you said, yeah, come.
No, carry on, mate. I apologise.
No, that's fine. I was just saying that, like you said, it's still a lot of stuff's being added to, isn't it? So, is there anything coming or anything implemented that's similar?
But sorry for what I'm reading chat because there are some other
Okay.
things. Repeat that again. Sorry.
I think you have beautiful eyes. That's what I was saying.
I do. I do.
No, I think so. Like the App Lab side quest sort of stuff. Is there any sign of that at all?
Okay, so as far
Pico
as
yeah.
so the contacts that I have with Pico have not mentioned anything of the sort.
Yeah.
I will ask them now that it's been asked me. I will ask them. I'll send them an email tonight and see whether I can get any more information. I doubt there will be, if I'm really honest. I think it will be a user-generated thing similar to what SideQuest started as.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, if anybody wants to start making their millions, my advice is, if you know how to do it, make it now. I don't know how to do it, which is why I'm not making it. So, are there still partial NDAs that limit what you can say? No. There. As far as my NDA goes, I am now free to say whatever the absolute living fuck I like.
Excellent.
I'm adding the fuck in there because part of the NDA is not swearing in my video. So Pico versus PSVR 2 for non-PC users. Opinions, please. There are completely separate things. They are not even remotely close to each other in any way, shape, or form. They won't share any of the same ecosystem. They won't be able to. The likelihood of them being able to share anything other than a few crossplay titles is minimal. So it's difficult to say. The only thing I'll say is that you can get the Pico now, or in a week's time, and the PSVR 2 won't be out for another 6 months.
Yeah,
that's all. That's all I've got. Other than the fact that you need a PS5 as well. So that's another 450 quid.
That's the headset.
Okay. Yeah. If you don't have a PS5,
Actually,
yeah.
Do you know what? Someone's just asked, how does 4K videos look on Pico 4? I don't know, genuinely, because I genuinely wasn't looking at whether a video was a 4K video. I tell you what, at some point during this, I will actually take, like, when these guys are chatting, I will take a 2-minute breather on while I'm just sat here, and I will check. And at the end of the podcast, I will let you know.
And can you do the rest of the podcast in pass-through mode?
Oh, I could. I don't know if I've got enough charge on the thing, but I've got nowhere to attach this. I can't attach it to anything. Yeah, but anyway, I think that's enough Pico 4 for now.
Okay.
What else? What do we want to move on to?
Right.
You got
anything you want to talk about specifically, Serge? I've got a massive list here, so.
No, you go for it, mate. You go for it.
Okay, so Meta Connect is tomorrow.
Yep.
I had a thing for this. There we go.
We obviously
the same thing.
Yeah, we're obviously going to get the Quest Pro announcement, but what else do you think is coming? I've got a few things written down.
I wanted to see what Serge says. I want to see if Serge has got any ideas.
Oh, Simon V just said Quest 3 panic announcement. That's not a bad shout.
No.
That.
Right. So just so that we're clear, right? Connect in previous iterations has all been pre-scripted, pre-recorded, everything. Yeah, that's what they do because they want to make it look as snazzy as shit. And I understand that fully, but that means that there's not going to be any panic announcements.
No.
Not with a couple of days to go.
Do Do you want to go ahead, guys? I'm just having a bit of a difficulty here trying to.
Yeah,
figure
it's
that out.
Yeah, that's fine.
so. I mean, I speculated that they would do a Project Cambria and go, oh, what's that? Oh, it's the Quest 3. Oh, okay. Sadly, it's Bradley said, I heard they're still finishing up the editing today. Ah.
That'll be why then. I was wrong. They are doing a panic announcement, and it's purely based on the Pico. Brad, if you can find out, right, even just a timestamp. I don't want to know exactly what it is because I want to be laughing on air. But if you can find out the timestamp for what they're editing right now, I will buy you a beer, my friend.
We'll buy you a beer when we see you. Yeah, and Mark Zuckerberg and his little milk hands. This is the Quest 3.
I have two hot takes. For this MetaConnect. All right. My first is that I almost have no hot takes. Right, and this is the thing. I genuinely can't figure out what the fuck they're going to say. Because I don't want to say that they are. I don't want to say that they're going to actually say anything about San Andreas. I think they're going to sweep that under the rug.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to say fuck all about it. I think they're going to do another Assassin's Creed Splinter Cell.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, so even Weeble was just like, GTA, no, I don't think they're going to do it. I think that's my first hot take. The other one is, right, and I think we need a... can you do it on here? I don't think you can in YouTube. You can on Twitch. I kind of want a poll. So here we go, people. Start the poll. Which source is going to be in the background for Mark Zuckerberg in this particular Connect?
No, you can
He's already done barbecue.
You can create a poll in chat.
Can you?
Right, okay. So the question is, what barbecue sauce?
No, not what barbecue sauce. What sauce? I think he's already done barbecue, and I think it might be hot sauce. That's my thinking. That's my hot and spicy take on the MetaConnect.
Oh my god, I can't believe we're talking about this. Right, okay, and create poll. Ask your community. There we go. Oh yeah, see, I didn't even know you could do that.
It just says yes, no. I don't want yes or no.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
I'm going to leave yes in, but no is not an option.
Poll complete. No votes.
Mustard. Mustard's got to be an option. Oh, they only allow you 4. Okay, so you've only got ketchup, mustard, hot sauce, or yes in my poll.
Yeah. I can't even spell sauce. Oh my god.
Okay, so the show in UK time, I think, is 6 p.m. and I believe we're live streaming.
We are live streaming it. Yes.
Yes. Cool. Right. That's good.
Do you think they're going to mention anything about Horizon with everything going on?
Yes, they have to now. They have to have this. This is the one response I think they're going to do to Pico, because Pico have now said, "Oh, by the way, we're ripping you off, buddy. We're copying your shit." So yeah, I think they're going to have to say something about it.
Sorry, I'm the idiot. How do you spell mayonnaise?
M-A-Y-O.
Just M-A-Y-O. That's all you have to spell.
Oh well, I'm posh. I'm posh.
What is that song? If you spell mayonnaise with something, I keep seeing it all over TikTok. Oh, Nathan's in the chat. Hey, Nathan, how's it going, my dude?
We watched you. We watched your video where you're riding your bike with the Pico. That was hilarious.
Yeah, no, I genuinely right. So, I genuinely think that's exactly what is going to happen. If Brad is correct and they're still editing today, there is the possibility that they are going to put in a shock response of just being like, "Oh, by the way, we've got the Quest 3. That's going to be a thing." Like at some point. But the likelihood is they're going to speak about Project Cambria or Quest Pro, and when they still announce that it's going to be $1,500, or let's face it, $1,499.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that's going to be they're going to be like, yeah, because we don't want to release it at $1,500, we're going to release it at $1,499. What a saving! It's yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be pretty butthurt that the Quest Pro isn't for them. Like until 3 weeks ago, I still wanted to get my hands on a Quest Pro. I still wanted to go super hardcore, find the money. And then I got sent the Pico 4 and I was like, who gives a shit? Fuck it.
Brad's just said in the chat it'll be an empty bottle to represent the stock growth over the past year. Oh, it might be a sour sauce then.
Oh, that's phenomenal. I love that.
Sweet
Thank
but
you.
sour. Sweet but sour.
That's going to be my thing that I literally go to sleep to tonight. Is that thought in my head of the empty barbecue sauce bottle because that's all he's got to eat.
Hey, God. I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh, my God. Yeah, so, like, my take on it was I thought they were going to do this anyway. I think that the Pico 4 has got them rattled because it is markedly, I mean, obviously it's got a 2-year tech advantage, but it is markedly superior to the Quest 2 in many ways. So I thought maybe they'd do like a Project Cambria sort of style handoff. Oh, is that what I think it is? Oh, it's the Quest 3 sort of thing that they did last year. So yeah, I think Quest 3 will be mentioned. I think they can't wait till October next year to release it at Connect 9 or whatever's going to be in 2023. I think they're going to have to. They have another developer conference at the beginning of the year, don't they? Like sort of March, April time, or they might do like a game showcase.
That's what they did, didn't they? They did a gaming showcase.
They did a gaming showcase, yeah. So they might sort of like do a reveal at Connect and say it's coming early next year, and then bang it into the games in sort of March, April. That's just my thought. We don't know anything. Even Brad's doesn't know, and he knows everything.
No, that's bullshit. Brad knows all. Like Brad knows all, my friend. He has context. He has many fingers in many pies. He's like Weeble and Bob.
I think they're gonna have to mention something with this whole Pico thing. They're gonna have
they're gonna have to, yeah.
There's no way they're not gonna do something to keep people enticed and invested in Meta, because Pico's like literally here, and it's very the price. I mean, if you look at the pricing and stuff, they're gonna have to do something. It can't just be just another, when waffling on about Horizon for an hour or whatever it was. So,
Mr. Henry Van Leer, thank you very much, my guy. I super appreciate it. Whoever got the membership, awesome. You can help me choose my emotes.
So Simon V asks, is Carmack doing his breakout session after? Yes, he is. And I will be watching it because I love John Carmack. And we've got to sit there for that. Actually, last year during his Unscripted, he massively insulted Mark Zuckerberg by calling him a pejorative astronaut. He described this thing. He said like a pejorative astronaut is somebody who just comes into a room and says, I want this done, and then leaves. And then about 2 minutes later, he said, but now Mark Zuckerberg has said he wants the metaverse. And I was like, oh, burn. So, but I mean, he doesn't work for Mark Zuckerberg anymore. I think he does 1 day a week consulting, which with the size of his brain is about the equivalent of having 30,000 me's in the same room.
Okay, so I have a question, right? So
excuse me.
And I by all means, chat, get involved. Please tell me your opinion, right? So essentially what Meta do is twice a year they have Meta Connect in October and they have Gaming Showcase in April. Yeah. So that's fine. That's a 6-month turnover. Okay. We know what the Gaming Showcase is. It says it in the damn name. And honestly, the Gaming Showcase in April was phenomenal. It was great. I loved every second of it. It was a roller coaster ride. There were goods, there were bads. It was fantastic.
And the end.
Meta Connect. Oh yeah, the end. And it had Quill in it. And that was freaking adorable. Right? So What is Meta Connect? Yeah, Mac finally got his Quill. So
I finally got my Quill.
He finally joined the Quill family.
It literally turned up out of the blue. I got delivered a box. I was like, what's this? I hadn't ordered anything off Amazon. And I opened it and little Quill was in there. Oh, look at her. She's so gorgeous. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So back to the question then. What literally is MetaConnect meant to be, and what is MetaConnect going to end up evolving into, do you think?
Okay, so MetaConnect is their annual showcase where I think what's going to happen now is they're going to do a quest every other year. They're going to do a quest, and then the year after they'll do a pro, and that's how they'll it'd be like a sort of the annual iPhone, Samsung release schedule for mobile phones. So every year
it's a hardware showcase.
Yeah, basically. There is one thing I am extremely concerned about, and it's something that I do want to talk about. So we've already talked about Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, which seems to have turned into vaporware, like Splinter Cell did. I do believe
and let's face it, and Assassin's Creed. I know that we know Assassin's Creed exists. I know we know it.
We have somebody in the chat
watching that got to play it.
Got to play it, Mr. Brad.
He won't. No, you're not allowed to say his name because he's not allowed to admit he played it.
Okay, well, his name sounds like Badly It Sadly.
That's 2 MDAs ruined.
No, I mean, he asked the question on Twitter, and I asked him, "Are you talking about Assassin's Creed?" And he said yes. So he has played the beta, so it does exist. The other one, which you briefly mentioned about the gaming showcase, was Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So, apart from Bone Lab, which we're going to talk about later on,
yep.
Where are the games? Where are the games? They need Grand Theft Auto. They need Assassin's Creed. They need Ghostbusters. They need games.
They do. I spent a lot of time. God damn it. I spent a lot of time at EGX hounding Jimmy from Nreal.
Yes.
Not Nreal, sorry, Ndreams.
Because they were there recruiting, but they weren't there showing games. Just like to get that straight.
Yeah, no, they were. Well, it was they were recruiting graduates, weren't they? They were part of the graduate scheme down there.
Sorry.
So yeah, basically that he would not tell me any information, even though I sat there for like 2 hours with him. He wouldn't give me a single hint other than it was good. I had 3 separate people, and we will not mention names, tell me that Ghostbusters is good over the course of that weekend.
Yeah.
But no one would tell me anything more than it's good.
Just for reference, Ndreams are the guys who did Murder Canoe Simulator. They did. It's
Clickster's favourite game. What is it? Anyone? Murder Canoe?
For God's sake, Murder Canoe. It's gone out of my head. It was one of my favourite games of 2 years ago.
The kayak.
The kayak game, yeah, the kayak.
Yeah.
Oh,
no. Well, it'll come back to us later. It'll come back to us later. That's fine.
I'm not even drunk.
In chat.
Yeah.
Shadow Ops. No.
No.
Yeah? No.
Covert Ops. Something
Covert
Ops. Something Covert Ops. Shadow Covert Ops.
Phantom
Covert Ops. There we
go. We got there. No, Kayak Simulator was not Murder Canoe. Right. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah, they're the guys that did that, and they did Little Cities as well.
Yeah.
Which has just had an update, by the way. If you guys own Little Cities, they've just had a big update. I think they've got something at the moment going on where you can actually, if you win it, you can design your own ride and name your own ride to go inside the game, which I think is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. They're a good bunch. Jimmy is absolutely wonderful, lovely guy. Well worth your time if you ever get to meet him.
So we don't know anything about Ghostbusters, but we're going to speculate that it's a 4-player co-op ghost catch 'em up in a sort of cartoony style of maybe something like Phasmophobia, where you've got gadgets for tracking ghosts and catching ghosts. So that's the impression I got from, because we did the game showcase live and we both nearly freaked out at the end, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
And then
when you heard the Ecto 1 sound, I was like, "Oh my god!"
And then she drove off in it at the end.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was so jealous.
The Ecto 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Bloody hell. Yeah. So yeah, that's my concern. They need to get the Quest Pro stuff out of the way. Everybody knows everything about it. That's all badly it's Sadly's fault. Just get it done. Get the price, get the release date, do the demo, the pass through, whatever you need to do. But, they're not going to sell many of those. It's a commercial thing. They need games. They need system sellers.
Yeah, they really do.
They do, because
it's coming up to Christmas. They are preparing for Christmas because they have released the what was it called? What did they do? Gift cards.
Gift cards
are on their way.
Yeah.
And they're doing between $15 and $50, and they're already available in game apparently.
Yeah. So cool. Zenquility's just asked a good question. He says, "What new features do you think the Quest 3 would even have?" Right, we already know this because of Mr. Brad. We already know exactly what the Quest 3 is and what it isn't. So the Quest 3 has the pancake lenses similar to the Quest Pro. It has the 21. We believe it's 2160 by 2160
You're not
screens.
Come on stream, dear. No.
No.
Sorry, I was just getting a delivery.
Getting a delivery of Galadriel's tears. It has the same canted screen as the Pro. It has I think it's an LED, a backlit LED to give it more contrast than blacks. It does not have eye and face tracking. It has a color pass-through camera, and it has a depth sensor. And the battery is in the front of the headset. So that's what we already know. And it's running.
What type of battery it is?
We don't know, but we know it's in the front.
If we know what type of battery it is, I might actually message Brad and see whether or not he's got any insight on that. Just because I would love to see, like, let's say for the sake of argument, right, that whatever Quest 3 is, it is very likely that it is going to be the same weight as this.
Yeah.
Let's say that like for the most part, it's going to be the same weight as this, right? Is it still going to be using the same type of battery as this? Or have they come up with some ridiculously lightweight battery that still does like 5,300 milliamp hours or...
Yeah.
Because if so, then great. And if not, that's a huge mistake.
Yeah. Also, what the other mistake they've made is that... where is my... There it is. So this is my Quest 2. Here, this is my genuine Quest 2. This is the one I use all the time. And it has my Bobo VR M2 Pro strap with the battery pack on the back, as you can see. Battery pack's not there. So also what we know about the Quest 3 is that this and this, the USB-C port and the audio jack, are here.
Interesting.
Mounted here. So if you have a Bobo, it might not be compatible with the new Quest 3. So you might have to buy a whole new head strap because of the placement of the USB-C port in this area and the audio jack in this area. And if anybody thinks that we're just speculating, sadly it's Bradley has actually shown, all of the CAD files for the Quest 3, similar to what he did for the Quest Pro, which turned out to be absolutely 100% accurate.
Yeah, and isn't the Quest 3 going to be like double the performance as well?
It's got a. Now, see, this is the thing. It has the. Everybody says, "Oh, it's got the Qualcomm XR2 chip." It's not. You need to. There's another video. Sadly,
it's the Gen 3, isn't it?
Sadly, it's Bradley's done another video on the Qualcomm XR2, and it's now there's three different designations of the XR2. I can't remember the exact numbers, but it's like a 2570, a 2580, a 2585, something like that. So the Quest 3 will have the third generation XR2 chip in it, which is nothing like the XR2 chips in the Quest 2. This is from somebody who used to work in the industry where we used to make chips on silicon. We would start our process of making them, and then as we refined it, the chips and we were making DRAMs. The DRAMs would get faster and faster and faster as we refined the process, so that the original DRAMs we were making, the same process, a year later, those DRAMs would be a lot quicker and a lot more reliable because the process had been refined, which is what's happened with the XR2. It's been refined. It's been, it's like a 3-year-old chip now. He's just spilt Gladriel's tears down his breast.
I have definitely not just spilt beer all down myself.
It's when I said the uprated XR2 chip and you just went, oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
What there's the original XR2, then there's the Gen 1 that's in the Quest Pro, then the Gen 2 is in the Quest 3.
Quest 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be the equivalent of like a Xbox One or like a PS4.
Yeah, it's very, very
dual 4K. So
yeah. The XR2 in the Quest Pro is supposed to be 35% faster than the Quest 2 XR2, and the one in the Quest 3 is the next gen, which is supposed to be even faster. So I don't know why they're not putting. Is it still too expensive to put iron face tracking in a standalone headset?
I think it is.
Yeah. I agree.
I was actually speaking to somebody about this. I really should remember his name. I feel really bad. I spent all Saturday night drinking with him. The developer for Squingle.
Oh Christ! Which one? The tall one or the? Because there was
the guy that designed the levels.
The guy with the dark hair, the one who was on drugs. Christ, his name.
He didn't have dark hair. He had sort of curly, mousy hair, didn't he?
Well, see,
I don't know. I was very drunk.
Yeah, there was two guys who I talked to about Squingle. One was the tall guy with the sort of curly hair, and then there was the guy who I spoke to at EGX, but he was also at that.
Oh, he's a promoter. He's not the developer.
Ah,
the
right.
Guy that was
okay.
at both.
Yeah,
I've actually got his number. He lives near me.
All right. Okay. Are you going to meet up?
Yeah. No, that is the plan. Actually. And I'm sure you will benefit from that, so I wouldn't take the piss too badly.
I'm not taking the piss.
Yeah, so the guy, the developer for Squingle, he was actually saying that he was in a lab where he was like actually a part of trying to shave down pancake lenses because there wasn't enough room. Just let that sink in. He was shaving down pancake lenses because there wasn't enough room for what he was trying to do. Right, and that was to introduce eye tracking. So he was actually this was years ago, actually trying to shave down pancake lenses and put in eye tracking themselves to see what they could actually achieve with like game design.
Okay.
So yeah, like fair enough, that was 2 years ago, but he was like that was insanely expensive then, and it's still too expensive now.
Yeah.
What about Quest 3 Pro? With all the bells and whistles on it, that might come along like a year later.
Yeah, but I think their Pro series is all going to be enterprise, isn't it?
Yeah, they actually have plans for Quest headsets up to 2024. So I think is it Stinson is so Cambria is Quest Pro, Stinson is Quest 3, and there's another one which is supposed to be an enhanced Quest Pro, for 2024. This isn't. I haven't just made this up. This is part of the
This is their timeline.
This is their roadmap. It's Cambria, Stinson, and is it called Fun Bags or something like that? Isn't it?
No, it's another beach. They name them after beaches.
Yeah, Fun Bags
in Florida.
Yeah. Funston! It's Funston!
Fun Bags. There is no beach in the fucking world called Fun Bags. There's nobody that said, you know what we need to name this beach after? A massive pair of tits.
I knew it had fun in it. Oh, see, as soon as I said fun, I just thought of Fun Bags. No, Funston. Yeah, so sorry, that set me off.
I just want to reply to Parasite 82. Parasite 82 Green. I have one question for the Quest 3. Can it run Crysis? I shit you not. If someone had the balls to do it, the Quest 2 could run Crysis. It couldn't run Crysis in like the all bells and whistles that it is now because they keep like making it more and more like Ultra. When I first played Crysis, I built a $3,000 PC to play Crysis with two 8800 BFGs.
Yeah.
Right. The Ultra then is not an Ultra now. The Ultra then was like piddly. Like the Quest 2 could probably run that shit. Not in Ultra, maybe, but it could still run it pretty damn well.
Have they ported Crysis to the Switch?
Yeah, that rings a bell.
Yeah,
I think they have. So yeah. Oh, that'd be quite cool. I'd play Crysis again. I love Crysis, but like you said, Crysis is one of those games that you've got the latest PC with like a 3080 Ti and whatever, and you can still only run it on. You can still only run it on medium.
Just so that we're clear, like you say that, but it's the 4090 now, Mac. Like, keep up with the times. Like,
dude,
fair enough. It's you have to run it outside your case because no one has a case big enough to fit it in. But the 4090 exists now. I still won't run Crysis.
I have my name down for the 12 gig 4080, not the fake 8 gig 4070 that they're calling a 4080. I've got my name down for a 4080. And I've been reliably informed by Nvidia that my 950 watt platinum Corsair power supply can actually handle a 4080 12 gig. So
I'm willing to say that I don't think that's correct. The reason being,
Nvidia have been on Twitter and said a 750 will run the 480 lower spec, an 850 will run the 480 higher spec, and the 950 will comfortably run a 4090.
No, I can't see it. Like Nvidia have done something ridiculously stupid. They have pushed their development too far based on the fact that crypto mining was a thing.
Yeah.
Their entire ass is just falling out of their stock market because no one's buying all their shit anymore. They've got an overabundance of the 3000 series, and now they've overdeveloped this thing where it is way too fast with not enough cooling and not enough efficiency. It's going to require an insane PSU to run on for the average. I can't see it. I hope you're right, Mac. I really hope you're right because I will need one because all I've...
Sorry, I'm just looking on the Nvidia Twitter stream because they did actually live. They actually have... Oh, here we go. Oh, yes, here we go. I've got it. Right, I'm going to quickly show this then on my screen with volume. Let's get that up there a bit. And
the 4080 16 gig
hold on.
TGP
Whoa.
is 300. Do I need to upgrade my power supply for the RTX 40 series? The RTX 40 series doesn't require a new power supply if you already meet the wattage recommendations. The RTX 4090 TGP is 450 watts, and the minimum recommended power supply is
490,
850 watts.
850 watts.
The 4080 16 gig
4080 16 gig
20 watts with a minimum recommended
minimum
power supply
750
of
watts.
50 watts.
Yeah,
And
Daniel,
the
you
minimum
were right.
recommended power supply for the 4080 12 gig is 700.
700 watts for the
requirements have stayed
minimum
the same
700
reduced
watts
compared
that.
Yeah,
all right. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, but I mean that's straight from the horse's mouth. Obviously, people have been concerned about it, so they've come out and said like actually I got it wrong. The 4090 will run off an 850. The 16 gig 4080 will run off for 750, and the 12 gig 4080 will run off for 700. So I'm well within my power spec for my 4080 16 gig. The only problem with this beam is it's quite gassy.
I also agree, Parasite. I do not trust Nvidia anymore. I will still use their cards because I have used Nvidia throughout my life. I have never moved over to the AMD side of things, for better or worse. There is just something about an Nvidia with an Intel chip that I just like. But so yeah, I will still be the Nvidia whipping boy despite how little I trust them.
So the 4090 is going to retail around £1,400. The 4080 is going to be just over £1,000, and the 4080 12 gig, which should really be called 4070, is going to be around £800.
Yeah, see, that's too expensive. I've just spent way too much money on a PC.
You just literally, yeah.
I bought it at the exact worst moment in history to buy a PC.
Yeah.
I overspent on everything. Like, I could have waited and bought a 3090 like Founders Edition or whatever for a much better price than I did. But it is what it is.
Fire VR has just jumped into the chat. We haven't seen him for a while. Sorry.
Hey, dude, how's it going, my man?
Daniel got a great deal on a 3090. Whoa. What did you get it for?
I bet you did. I bet you picked it up for like, I don't know, a pack of cigarettes now. It's if you got a second-hand one, I bet you could have.
Yeah.
Anyway, like we need to move on to a different subject. We haven't moved on to a different subject in a while. We need to do that.
We have not.
I am not. I also can't be the voice of reason because I'm on my third beer. So you guys are going to have to be the ones that are choosing what we're talking about now.
Sergey, got anything you are desperate to get off your chest?
Not desperate, but I mean the whole thing with Horizon Worlds. Been going on there.
That's hilarious.
Where apparently Meta are forcing their staff to use it, right? And there's some real issues with performance and optimization and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
and they don't have any legs.
Yeah, and there's a guy watching you the whole time as well.
Oh, that's right. So, we talked about that one on the podcast, didn't we? The Horizon moderator and how nobody ever wants that job.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I want that job. That sounds awesome. That sounds like the guy that gets paid to watch porn. It's like every now and again you come up against some bad shit that you have to report, but on the whole, you're just watching porn for a living.
Well, I don't know. I've heard stories of people being like kind of told off for just really, minor things.
Excuse me,
but I just wouldn't tell people off. I just wouldn't report people. I just watch them doing the shit.
Well, I'll come into the room that you're working on then, because then I can do what the hell I want.
Yeah, exactly. Like we'll agree what we're going to tell them. The problem is, right, is it comes down to a watchman thing. Who watches the watchers, right? So I guarantee you, there's like a moderator for moderators, and knowing Mark Zuckerberg, there's a moderator for that moderator as well.
Yeah, and then somewhere along the line, he's watching all of them.
Yeah, exactly. He's just got it permanently attached, like pinned to the top of his screen. He's just watching the moderator, watching all of the worker bees.
I mean, the thing with the Horizon, right, it's taken quite a while. It's still being worked on and stuff like that. He did say it's going to be.
Sorry, I've just read Fire VR's comment and it's cracked me up. He's like, I'm job seeking. Tell me more about the porn thing.
Have you seen the state of him?
Sorry, carry on, Serge.
Yeah, I mean, this whole Horizon thing is going to be a while.
Sorry, guys.
Fully up and running, isn't it?
No. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I Horizon exists,
but like without all of the bugginess and all that stuff, and I don't know, man. From what I've read, there's quite a few issues going on.
Yeah, no, I in all seriousness, I completely agree with you. it is currently a pile of shit. There is some good stuff going for it. I'm not going to be the voice of pure dissent. There is good stuff going for it, but at the end of the day, what are you going to choose? Like unless you're a sort of mum from the Bible Belt in the US, you're probably going to choose VR chat, right? That's
or Neos.
Yeah, or Neos. Yeah.
Sorry, or Neos. Yes.
Yeah, I
Excuse me.
I wouldn't even enter Horizon. I'd rather just use Neos. There's so much more.
The thing is, I want nerdy shit, right? I want to go in somewhere and I want people to wow me with nerdy shit. And Neos is exactly that. And VR chat has all of that as well. Do you know what Horizon doesn't have? It doesn't have nerdy shit. It has fucking trees and stuff. And don't get me wrong, like a friend of ours, he actually won a massive competition in Horizon Worlds the other month. I think he won like $5,000 or something for it.
Wow.
Oh yeah, no, Max peaked up at that. Yeah, so you know Triple Helix?
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually won a competition for them. Because obviously he made it with the idea that, you know, being able to sense things around you without actually being able to see it necessarily. Yeah. So it was more a sense-based world, him being blind and all. And yeah, he won $5,000 for it as part of their competition.
Cool.
Sorry, mate. I was just going to ask you, have you been in Neos yet? Because I know we spoke about it.
No, I haven't. I want to get in there. I need to get in there.
Have you created a profile and downloaded it?
Oh.
maybe that's be a good start.
I'll tell you what I'll do, right? When we're finished here, if I don't pass out, because I've been up since 4 a.m., right? If I don't pass out when we're finished, I will download it and create a profile there and then.
Cool. And then just get Ready Player Me if you want that. And then
I already have one of those. See, look, I have been preparing. He's lying. I've had a Ready Player Me since like March last year.
Oh, really? What were you using that for?
Because it was something cool to have.
Oh, okay. You didn't actually.
I think I created. I found it because of. Do you know Atom Bomb Body?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. I like her.
She's doing the F Reality podcast now, isn't she? In place.
Is she?
Yeah, her. She's taken Nathan's place, and another chap's taken.
Who's taken Mike's place?
Oh, I didn't know the name of the dude. It was Atom Bomb Body took Nathan's place, and I apologise if the guy's watching. I didn't know his name. Oh, hold on. I've just had a reply from ProTube.
Awesome. Tell them to get onto the stream and watch us.
Okay,
and let me berate them.
We will be getting Pico 4 Mag Cup adapters for ProTube. Barinio says, yes, of course, waiting for my unit, and it will be painful as Index, but will do. Yeah, so I'm guessing it's going to be similar to the Index solution, the Mark II Index solution, which was very, very elegant. Excellent. Awesome. There you go.
Awesome.
They haven't got their unit yet, so.
As I said, like message them. I will if they. I can probably overnight tonight. Like I can get on a plane probably like 3 a.m. Arrive at theirs, show them the thing, let them scan it, and I'll just come back. They're in Europe somewhere. It's not that far.
Yeah.
Europe's like the size of, I don't know, a state in the US as far as the Americans are concerned.
Yeah.
It's generic Jose is the extra person, the other host. Body's generic Jose.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, so Majid, no, we're actually going to be live streaming Connect Man. And no, I don't think we're going to get GTA VR trailer. That's one of my predictions for it is that we're not going to get anything. They're going to sweep it under the rug and ignore it. But I will eat humble pie. In fact, I may actually find pie to eat while we watch. And then when it turns out that I'm wrong, I'll just eat that pie.
See,
that'll be Max cream pie.
This is really funny. Pie. This is really funny because I'm sober. I can actually tell that he's getting a little bit more drunk because you're actually gonna finish the podcast and go looking for pie, aren't you? I can tell.
No, I'm on a diet, mate. Apart from beer, Like Monday night is my beer night now. Podcast night is the only time I get to drink beer.
Ah, right.
Hence why I'm on my third and about to crack open my fourth.
Oh, just pour that silky Galadriel down your throat.
Yeah, for those of you who didn't see us at the beginning, I'm drinking like Lord of the Rings beer. So, yeah, hence Galadriel tears or any other bodily fluid that you wish to jump on. Anyway,
I'm drinking Lord of the Sober.
Yeah,
not as much fun.
Right, so we've discussed that. Then Horizons is shit, and Zuckerberg is making everybody's lives even shitter within Meta by making them utilize it. Sucks to be those guys. I want to talk about the D-Link Air Bridge.
Yes. Okay.
This thing is shit.
Yes.
It's so bad. It's 100 quid.
I got the initial impression. Obviously, I talk to Guy Godin from Virtual Desktop on a regular basis, and he tweeted that he bought the D-Link just to see what it was like, and he said it adds friction to AirLink and Virtual Desktop, and it costs 100 quid.
Yep, because he did it. I've seen the tweet. It's quite funny.
It is.
He's just added more and more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these issues.
Right, so just so I can point this out, right? If you're buying this product, I can assume a few things. A, you have a Quest 2, obvious.
Yes.
B, you have a PC that is capable of PC VR, or at least capable of doing some PC VR, right?
Yeah.
C, you already have an existing router. That router is going to be providing your internet to your PC and your Quest 2.
Yes.
This is £100.
Yes.
Right? My router, which is sat right there, that is dedicated to this PC and, well, my Pico and my Quest 2. Guess how much that cost me? Less than £100.
Yeah. Mine was about 50 quid.
There you go. So there's
mine wasn't as good as that.
So I'm going to read out Guy Godin's tweets. So the first one was he got the AirBridge for 150 Canadian dollars. Give it a try. The only thing it does is add more friction to PC VR. Worse than I thought. Setup wasn't plug and play. The Oculus app didn't see the dongle. And then his latest one was, well, after a few hours, it's now dead. It's dead. It won't initialize in the Oculus desktop app. There's a factory reset button in the user interface. Not kidding. And it also fails. So this is the guy who wrote the program called Virtual Desktop, and he can't get the VR AirBridge, which is allegedly plug and play, to fucking work.
Here you go, guys. If you're watching my particular side of the stream, I have an actual picture of my actual router that is sat on the screen, and admittedly, it is sold out. Right?
Is it an AX10?
It's an AX10.
Oh, same as mine. Yeah, that's exactly what I've got.
Which is 80 quid, right? So it's either the same or cheaper than the bloody AirBridge. Are there any that aren't sold out? Let's go for 1100. There you go, 1100, an extra tenner.
To be fair, right? Even if you buy an 802.11ac Wi-Fi 5 router, as long as it has gigabit LAN ports, you can pick them up for 30 quid, and it will still give you 866 megabits per second if it's a dedicated router. And to be fair, that is perfectly adequate for Virtual Desktop. So you could get a dedicated router for 30. And also, if you have an old router, say your ISP router has been replaced, and you could
Henry,
you could take the. Is he off? See you later, mate.
Yeah, he's knackered.
Yeah, so if you have an old Wi-Fi 5 router that's been replaced by your ISP, then you could actually slave that, and you could just do that for free. So 100 quid for something that doesn't work, fuck me.
What is the point?
Yeah, exactly.
Literally, what is the point? I don't think it's going to be a massive flop, right? People are just going to look at it and look at the other option and be like, why the hell would I even do that?
Well, the thing is it's one of those purchases that I think that everybody will have waited to buy it. They didn't buy it on release. They waited until all the reviews saw it, and every review said it was bollocks.
Yes, exactly.
But even
Oh,
before
my God.
it came out,
Yeah.
it was the same thing. Discussing the same thing. Like,
Yeah, why?
what's the point?
What's the point of it?
So yeah,
I know.
yeah.
It's crazy. Somebody was saying they want to build like a brand identity like iPhone does, with their with their streaming boxes and all that sort of stuff. That everything's compatible. Everything's supposed to be plug and play. Everything's supposed to be easy to use in the Apple ecosystem, but then they go and do that, and it's just
Great.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a shit start.
Yeah, it's a shit start. Especially when
The thing is,
Airlink itself works really well.
I want to reply to James D 911. D-Link doing a shit money grab. I actually, like, all joking aside, and I'm going to try and be as coherent as possible here. I don't believe that's the case. In fact, I think it's the exact opposite. D-Link were providing a product that I genuinely think would have been, if it worked, I think it would have been an amazing gift to the community. There is obviously a need for it. There is obviously a want for it because not many people know their way around a router. Because although I'm like on my screen, I'm showing £88.79 to buy a thing that does exactly the same thing. It doesn't actually do exactly the same thing. Routers aren't necessarily easy to set up. I think if you watch a step-by-step guide, they are really easy to set up, but it's not as easy as plugging in a USB into the back of your PC or laptop. And it just working. So I don't think it was a money grab. I think they actually had the right idea. It just went very, very wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I first got Virtual Desktop, I watched Mac's videos. I didn't know him at that point.
Excuse me.
But yeah, I did admittedly spend a lot of time pissing about trying to get the router sorted because I didn't know my way around routers at all. I just had my standard one, and yeah, it's definitely if it was plug and play. I mean, obviously they can they're going to fix stuff, but as a launch, it doesn't look very good. But I do get the reason behind the product.
Yeah. But why release something like that when everybody uses Virtual Desktop or Airlink anyway? Like Chewie said, if you have Airlink and you probably have a PC and you've probably already got it set up, and it's another day late and $1 short from Meta to me. I don't understand it.
No, I think like a lot of people have lost a lot of money on this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's why is that telling me that?
All
I did is try and message crash.
I would like to talk about the greatest game that's ever been released.
Well, this is about to be I'm about to tell you that that's wrong, but sure, go for it.
Okay. Bone Lab got released.
Okay, I'm not about to tell you that you're wrong. Sure.
Bone Lab got released to what I can only describe as the hugest hype train I've ever seen in virtual reality. I mean, there were people like ThrillU, Nathy, big YouTubers were absolutely creaming the pants over it. The hype was unreal. There was like people breaking embargoes. They were just like, I mean, you put out a couple of videos on Bone Lab and they went huge, didn't they?
Yep.
Absolutely huge. I mean, it actually got you past your 4,000 subs, didn't it? One of your videos.
Yeah, in one day.
Yeah, in one day.
In one day, it did 200 subs in a day.
Yeah. Bone Labs isn't the game. Bone Labs is a framework for mods. I think calling Bone Lab a game is an insult. I played it, finished it, right? I played all the way through. I finished it. I got picked up by the giant finger at the end. I sat in the taxi with Node. I think that is one of the worst games I've ever played. Honestly.
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that you're wrong because your opinion is as valid as mine. I'm gonna say that it's definitely not one of the worst games in VR or otherwise that's been produced. I think there's a lot going for it. I mean, I love the Boneworks lore. I love the Boneworks lore.
People keep going on about it. I had to watch a video to figure out what the fuck was going on. And I've played Boneworks and finished it. And I've played Bone Labs and finished them.
Yeah, and I get it, right? I get that having a game that doesn't, I don't want to say spoon-fed, but like, for the sake of argument, let's call it spoon-feeding. I get that not having a game like that would upset people. I really do. Because you kind of want to be able to finish a game and still know at least like 90% of the story, right? I get that. And it is difficult to understand. And I had to play Boneworks several times in order to even grasp like 30% of it. And yeah, I had to go and read other people's stuff. And it was kind of a community effort. And I think that's why there was such a massive push for Bone Lab. Because the community that all came together to try and work out how the story fit together, how the lore was working behind it, who Arthur Ford actually was. Because I didn't get that the first time I played it. I didn't get shit. I thought I was just a dude. Like, I didn't even know I was Arthur Ford the first time I played it. In all honesty. And so, yeah, I get why people would be upset with that. I kind of like that shit because I'm come from a place where I used to play a game. I don't know if anybody on here remembers something like this. It was a game called Logan's Mystery of Time and Space.
No, never played it.
It was from the Flash games generation, right? It doesn't exist anymore. You can only get it through this archived system. And that had a lot of lore behind it, but it was super, super well hidden. And I remember that, and Boneworks kind of reminds me of it. Like, it was a Flash game. It was a shitty, like, escape room game, but there was so much crazy lore around it. And that it made me really appreciate Boneworks. And so playing Bone Labs, yes, it doesn't have as much as it should. For $40, I don't think it has as much as it should. But I understand why the hype train is there. And the hype train is there because that community already existed. The community that was built around Bone Labs, or Boneworks, sorry, it was built around understanding the lore, working out the lore, and then building mods for years, like 2 years. Like, no real update came to Boneworks other than just pure mods. And so the hype train is there because the videos were there, the mods were there, and that's the reason why it exists in its current state and why people are so either side of it. You know, if you look at the Reddit forums, you've got half of the forum is for it, and half of the forum is like, this is absolute shit.
I can see where you're coming from. You made some good points. That's
surprising because I'm struggling to talk.
I had to go onto YouTube and watch a video about the lore. I already knew when I played Boneworks I was Arthur Ford because I recognised the dude at the beginning because you see him go into that room. So they've released onto They've released Bone Lab onto Quest 2 standalone. There's a lot of people who won't have played Boneworks because this is their first experience of the Bone universe, if you like to call it. Those people are going to be like me, right? I wasn't particularly interested in Boneworks. I didn't get it. I played it. I didn't like it. It made me feel sick. I don't know why. You know, I could see the hype around Boneworks, and I just didn't understand it. So Bone Lab, when the hype started, I thought, oh, right, well, this could be something different, because the biggest criticism that people had for Boneworks was it didn't have a story. A game story. It had the lore, yeah, okay. It didn't have a game. Sorry, my air conditioning's just come on. For some strange reason. So all of the people who've never played Boneworks, who then went and bought Bone Labs on Quest 2, are going to be sitting there going, what the actual fuck is going on? And I described the game as 50% boredom, 50% confusion, and 25% I really enjoyed, which was mostly the gunplay and the sort of more traditional sort of game parts of it. There's a section where you get dumped into the the demo area. There's 6 rooms. You have to go into each of the 6 rooms to move the story on. And I was live streaming this, and I did that, and I was like, what do I do next? And luckily somebody had already played. They said, oh, you have to go up to the crane and move the balls around. And I did that, and I was like, this... Whoever designed this wasn't thinking... Can't have been thinking that this was fun. Because you're there for 5 to 10 minutes trying to sort these fucking balls out. And I was just bored. I was bored. And I just remember thinking there, if I hadn't been live streaming, I'd have just stopped playing that. It's not even, I can't even call it a game. It's a framework.
Can I put a rebuttal to that particular statement? All right, or not a statement, but that particular idea. When you're doing the idea is not about fun. Although I agree with you that games are meant to be fun, right? The idea about that particular thing is immersion. The idea that you're in a system that requires work, and I understand that that's not fun. But I would disagree with it that it's bad because it is immersive in the actual story and system of the Stress Level 0 verse.
I completely and utterly disagree with you, but we are two sides of the Bone Works world. We're never ever. You're never going to convince me it's great. I'm never going to convince you it's shit.
Yeah, my job is not to convince you it's great. My job, from where I stand, is that I want to convince you that there is a group of people that will definitely love this, and they are the same people. Yeah. They are the same people that love 3 particular games that I want to point out. Right. One is a game called Blood Trail. Do you know Blood Trail?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, so Mr. Mindex there, he knows Blood Trail. Did you spend much time in it?
No, never played.
No?
I know what it is.
No. Yeah, you know what it is, right? It is brutality. It is doing cool shit with guns, yeah? And it's being able to kill people in weird and wonderful ways with guns, right? And it's particularly gruesome and brutal. Another game, which is similar, I'm actually looking at my Steam library, is a game called Hard Bullet.
Yes.
Which is essentially, so you know that one. So that's a John Woo game. Like, there's no story, there's nothing to it. There is just doing cool shit with guns in slow motion, John Woo-y, like fucking feathers flying all around the thing. And the other one is, I'm going to add a fourth because Kristen has just reminded me, is Blade and Sorcery.
Yeah.
Right? Those 3 games, and to a lesser extent, more so in the Boneworks side of things, Gary's mod, the people that can play things over and over and just want to see what cool shit they can do within a sandbox. And I'm definitely one of those people. Like, I love a good sandbox. I love spending an hour just seeing what cool shit I can do in a sandbox environment. I don't give a shit about story. I don't give a shit about campaigns or achievements. I just care about doing cool shit in VR most of the time. And I think that's the group of people that truly, really, really love this game.
I mean, genius marketing, because basically Stress Level 0 got all the people who they knew would hype the fuck out of the game for them. I mean, Thrill Seeker, being the main one. I think it was. There's going to be a lot of people who bought that game, played it for less than an hour, and will never ever play it again. And
I 100% agree.
£30 for the UK, $40. That goes against everything that my channel is set up to do, which is why it got slated in my review.
Here's the thing, though, right? Is how long did you say you reckon is the game playable for?
If you play through the whole story, something like 6 to 7 hours, I think.
I think that there is enough people that will play this for over 200 hours that would disagree with your efficiency of price per hour played.
Yeah, and it's the people like yourselves, the people that like that sandbox element. I mean, in 2 or 3 months' time, I might revisit it. It might be like Half-Life Alyx. There'll be like some amazing gunman contracts, sort of style levels. There might be, like somebody might have recreated BioShock, you know, like they've done with Half-Life Alyx. You know, it's that kind of scenario. The more the community gets into the mod scene, the more good stuff will come out. I mean, there'll be shit at the beginning, like there was in Half-Life Alyx, but that's not if that's what the game should have been, then if that's what the game is, then they should have marketed it as that. They shouldn't have marketed it as a game.
Don't disagree with you. That statement is true. 100%. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
They should have marketed it as Gary's mod.
Yeah.
Gary's mod that had a slight a type of campaign to it is what they should have marketed it as. I don't disagree with you on that.
Right.
Yeah,
well, sorry.
I didn't actually play the game. I didn't get it. I saw the marketing the week before and all these views and clicks, and I had alarm bells ringing. And that's why when you asked, I was like, yeah, maybe later down the line. So for me, I haven't played it, so I can't really. My opinion is just like an opinion based on what I've seen. It looked like okay. So for Quest 2 owners, it's great because we've already experienced it on PC. For those who've experienced it on PC, some people will say not as great. But what I saw in Bone Labs is it looks like they've used the same assets for stuff, and I get the modding thing as well. But like you guys did, like you said, it should have been advertised as something else. And like I played the first one, but I don't remember any of the lore. I'd have to go back into it. But apparently, some people said the campaign it's a really weird one because, like you said, people are split right down the middle, and the people either love it, it's like Marmite, love it or hate it.
Yeah.
So I was waiting after the hype and all that stuff. I was like, something ain't right here, and why have they just released it like that? So going off that, I unless I see some really good mods, I probably wouldn't buy the game unless some really good mods came out.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it is. Hopefully it is a No Man's Sky.
Yeah. It's like what's going. I always remember Aoife Wilson from Eurogamer when she reviewed Grand Theft Auto 5. She said it's not what it is now; it's what it's going to be in a year's time, and that is kind of I think where Bone Lab will be in about a year's time. I think it could be incredible. You know, the potential is there. Just don't market it as a game because it isn't. It's a framework to hang mods from.
Yeah. And
are we satisfied that we are three different sides of a weird coin here?
Yeah. Well, you know, you've got to disagree about these things because if everybody jumped on the hype wagon, you know, I think that's why there was so much pushback against the hype is because people were like, I don't get it. This is shit. You know, the first thing you have to do in the game is put a noose around your neck. That's a trigger. That's awful.
That was pretty fucked up. I actually, just so that we're clear, you don't have to do that.
Oh, don't you? You can hang on to it, can you?
No. Yeah, no, you can literally not like this is the thing I don't think people really got with Boneworks and Bone Lab. You don't have to do fuck all. You can choose just not to do it. And that's exactly what they gave you the option. You don't have to put the noose around your neck. It's fine not to. But I do agree that the idea of putting that at the very beginning was sketchy at best.
Mm-hmm. Senquility said the non-player, the sayer, and the nayer.
Yeah, which is basically why I think me and Mac started this podcast and work well together is because we do agree with each other a lot. There is some things that we get on with really well.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we'll disagree now and we'll have a heated debate about what's going on. And in 2 weeks' time, we'll come back and we'll say what we're drinking and we'll carry on as normal because it's an opinion. It's not a deal breaker. Because at the end of the day, we're just not going to play it together.
No, it's not written in stone either. I mean, you just got to look at Zero Caliber Reloaded. I hated that game when it first came out. I thought it was terrible. The Quest 2 port, sorry. I thought it was a terrible game. It's one of the best games on Quest 2 now. absolutely. Gun game.
Oh yeah.
PvP, co-op, horde mode. Yeah, absolutely amazing. And hopefully Gambit is going to be just as good.
Oh yeah, no, that I said to you in our messages the other day, Gambit has been on my like most anticipated of the year top 6, I think.
Looks like good fun.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that's going to be sort of the 4-player fuck around game that I want to play over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Fuck around game. Since talking about games, have you guys done the Jedi Knight 2 quest?
No, I need to. I really need to.
Yeah.
So I think I've read about it. What exactly is it?
Did you ever play? I mean, Star Wars Jedi. I think it's Jedi Knight 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you ever play that game? It's been ported over to the quest.
Oh, like a mod or a genuine.
A full redone.
Oh right, okay.
From the ground up.
So it's Dr. Beef, and it's about £6.
Oh right, okay.
So
yeah.
That will be £6 a month while it's in early access, and then after that, it'll be free. But if you want to play it now, you can check that out.
Okay. So Dr. Beef is the guy behind the Doom 3 port to Quest, and he's also the guy behind. He's one of the people behind the Half-Life 2 VR mod.
He's part of the crew. Yeah.
He's part of the crew. Yeah, which was absolutely unbelievable.
Yep. And there is also Half-Life 1, isn't there?
Yeah, that's coming, and Valve have actually greenlit it as well, saying that they're like, we give you our permission, our love. You go and do whatever it is you want to do. Just make cool shit for us.
Yep. So that's another cool thing coming. You got No Man's Sky Waypoint update. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Obviously, No Man's Sky is like zero caliber, absolute flop at launch. But now it's like everyone plays it, and they've done a really good job. So like the Waypoint update, I think what it is you play the game without all the grind, and you just follow waypoints and kind of work through the story.
Oh, okay, that sounds better.
Yeah, and then you've got Gym Class, which is like the basketball game, and it's like a full scale basketball court. Is coming to the Quest 2 store, and they've just got, I think, $8 million in external funding, something like that. So that's going to be something to look out for, because I think they want to make it. Yep.
Isn't Gym Class has been available on the Quest store forever, hasn't it? It's not an app lab game. It's been available as a free game since it's one of the first games that I ever downloaded.
Okay, I don't know. This must be the same game? Okay.
I know that there was a load of
update, I think an update maybe.
Yeah, no, I think there's a big update, and they got an influx of a load of money. But yeah, no, it has been available for a very, very long time.
Okay. What was the other one? Arcaxa. I'm sure you guys have played that, right?
Arcaxa, yeah.
Yep. It's officially releasing on the Quest Tour.
Nice.
Thursday. I interviewed the developers on my podcast. That'll be out on Wednesday night, so you can check that out as well.
Cool.
And that's it for the game stuff, I think. Yeah.
Just want to point out that in Jedi Knight, you can chop up stuff with a lightsaber.
I'm just watching your stream. It's hilarious.
You can chop their arms off, their heads off of stormtroopers. It's great. Like it seems such a cool idea. Like I think this is going to end up being the game that Galaxy's Edge should have been.
All right, yeah.
I mean, that's not very hard to beat, though, is it?
It's not. It's really not.
Pile of steaming.
While we're talking about mods, then how about this Prey Dogs Unreal Engine VR injector mod, where basically you just layer some code into any game that's been done on Unreal Engine, and you can play it in 6DoF.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's insane. I am all about that life. What is your one game then? Okay, like, because we can talk about this and it's fine. It's a cool idea. What is the one game that you cannot wait to play?
Oh man, see, the thing is, I don't know whether it's made in Unreal Engine, and it's basically Halo. So on my screen I have he's playing that really hardcore breaching game. What's it called? Ready or Not. Ready or Not.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he's basically playing Ready or Not with the VR injector mod, and it has full 6DoF. I don't know whether he's playing it.
That would be pretty sweet.
I don't know whether he's playing it on a controller, or whether he's using the motion, like using the actual hand controllers. But it just looks incredible. It just looks incredible, and the fact that you can just inject this into any Unreal Engine game and play 6DoF out the box is just unbelievable.
Question. You being okay, I guess we ought to really stick with this, but I really want to ask Mac this: have you tried the Halo Contractors mod yet?
I have not. We are going to play on Wednesday, I believe.
Okay.
I think me and Serge are playing. We've actually managed to drag Face out of retirement.
Okay, well, yeah. I think I'm playing. I've got a couple of hours booked with Henry and Crash. But if you guys are still on it afterwards, I'll come join you because the contractor stuff, man, fucking love it.
Yeah, I recently got it like in the past week, contractors, and I didn't actually have a full match, but I tried it out just to see what on my own. There weren't any matches going at the time, but yeah, it's really cool. I think Mac would love the Halo one because you look down and you've got the Master Chief's arms and all that kind of stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then the Star Wars one's really cool as well. I think
jump into the actual developers mod map that they've made. It's very, very fun.
Okay, you're gonna have to let me know what's it called? Is that what it's called?
I can't remember exactly what it's called, but basically it's you jump in with a bunch of people. It's a very abstract in the middle of space on a bunch of stuff. Doesn't matter. But then when you ready up for it, it puts you into a random arena with either 1, 2, 3, or 4 people, and there'll be random weapons, and it will be kind of like Hunger Games style shit. It's very, very fun.
Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out. There's another. The reason I actually did buy it was I saw they just started testing out Black Ops 3 mods at the zombie stuff.
Yeah, that's what Kristen's just said. They're making COD zombies.
Yeah, I went on there and I was like, so you got Pavlov Call of Duty zombies, but the zombies in this one, the way they move and stuff, it's the same as and the guns and stuff. So I'm really excited to see what comes of that, because if they can eventually, they're going to bring the full maps and stuff. I'd love to play a full, like Key of the Tone is what we played before. Mac.
On Pavlov, yeah.
So so I don't know, that all those maps are really cool. We were going to play actually, weren't we?
Yeah,
it was either between Pavlov zombies or
contractors. Yeah,
Pavlov is dying, man. Like Contractors has just turned around and said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give the community all they need to be able to shit all over Pavlov.
I did have Contractors. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I had it like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
maybe less. And I played it and I just didn't like it. And then I went into it last week and I was reloading my gun and I was like, wow, they've really changed this game. Like they've improved it so much.
That's all come in the last 6 months. Realistically,
one of the things I do like about Contractors as well is you can, for every single game, you can tune your Pro Tube. So for every single gun, you can tune your Pro Tube so that every single gun will just work straight out the box with your Pro Tube, which is something that they should have done with Onward. They should have done with Onward.
Yeah. Onward's been out for a long time now, hasn't it?
2016.
Yeah, but Onward,
2016.
They don't really care about it anymore, do they?
No.
This is the thing. Like, it's an old game. It's owned by Oculus.
Yeah.
They just don't give a shit about it anymore.
It's supposed to be Mark Zuckerberg's favorite game, and they're supposed to be working on Onward 2. Oh, we might get Onward 2 announced.
Yeah, Onward 2 and GTA. That'd be 2 surprise announcements.
So Quidditch used to say, "What's a Pro Tube?" Yeah,
December this year, Christmas time. There you go.
Okay, well, yeah. In that case, I mean, we're at the 2-hour mark.
Yep.
We've got a few more bits to run through.
Yes.
What else do you want to go over quickly? Is there any quick fire shit you want to do?
There's just one quick fire shit, and it just always makes me laugh. And it was the HTC teasing the small form factor headset.
Yeah,
Go small or go home.
Go small or go home, unless you're a consumer, and then just go home, because this is a retail release. This isn't for consumers. This is for business.
Are you sure?
Yes. It's actually up on my screen right now.
Confirmed?
It has been confirmed.
Oh, that's a pity.
Yeah. Immense specs, enormous. So basically Kotaku put this article up. This is the Vive Focus 3 is an amazing VR headset. It doesn't actually want you to buy. It's not a consumer level, entry level headset. It's a commercial headset designed for VR spaces. So those big arenas that like the sort of laser tag arena, but they use the headsets because it has a swappable battery now. You don't need the big backpack. You can just put a battery on. If it starts to run low, you just get the guy to switch. Do
you know the hilarious thing for this? Do you know what happens when you take that image and stick it through Photoshop and raise the light levels all the way to the top?
Yes, I do. It's got nice try.
Fantastic. nice try. The thing is, right, is HTC have got amazing community game.
Yeah.
They've really got their game on point, but they're not releasing anything for the community. They're releasing it all for enterprise.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
No.
Like if they started releasing standalone headsets, they'd shit all over Meta in a couple of months.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't. This is why I laughed. It's just HTC. They just do things their own way. It seems like they're not attached to the actual VR community. They're just sort of sitting in a room by themselves and going, "Oh, why don't we build a small form factor headset and then not sell it to the consumer? Let's just sell it to business." Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
I mean, it's a solid plan, but it's shit.
And that's basically all I want to say about that. They don't give don't give any prices or anything. It's basically just a small reveal. It was done on Twitter. Kotaku picked it up. Or Kotaku did the original story, and yeah, there it is. Looks great.
How much of a hold have they got though on that side of things? Do they
no idea.
sell well?
No idea.
I mean, they're a fairly solid choice for a lot of people doing VR chat stuff.
Yeah.
You'll find that a lot of people that are doing like VTubing, a lot of them don't use like indexes and things. They'll use because they want face trackers and stuff.
Paul from VRverse, he uses an HTC with the eye and face tracking.
Yeah.
Purely for his furry in Neos.
Yeah, it's a good option for people that are wanting to do that. Like the index is good for gamers, and if you want something that does both of those things, then you go HTC.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to mention about HTC. That's basically everything on my list, really.
So yeah, we've gone over MetaConnect, we've gone over Quest 3, we've gone over Pico 4, we've gone over Half-Life, we've gone over. Okay, actually, no, this is something I want to just very briefly. What do you think that? Because Google Ventures have invested 12 million into SideQuest.
They have, yes, that is correct.
Yeah, which is huge, right? I mean, like SideQuest are doing pretty well. They've launched their Sidekick program, which our friend Clickster is a part of.
Yeah.
And they've recently expanded their people as well, because like it's run by Disco VR, which is Tetiana, and they've got sort of some of the smaller VR channel community members like Clickster, or Fun with the Clicks as his channel is known, and Resolve VR and a couple of other guys.
Yeah.
But they've actually branched recently into some bigger names. Like Steve Knowles is actually a Sidekick member now.
Oh, is he? Oh, that's right. Yes, it was announced the other day. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, and there's someone else as well. I think another big name that has recently joined the Sidekick program as well, but I can't remember who it was.
That'll be the tears of Galadriel running down your liver.
Oh God, I must admit, I am struggling on number 4 because I don't get to drink that often anymore. So these are so nice, though. Yeah. So what do you think that they're going to actually do with this 12 million?
It's Google Ventures. It's a Google.
It's an angel system.
Is it actually part of the Google sort of business?
Yeah, so it's part of the Google business. Google Ventures basically it's an investment angel system.
Right. Okay.
Where they look at small startups and they say, right, here is our money. We're going to purchase X amount of your company or whatever.
Yeah.
And sharing the profits. And they obviously see a decent that SideQuest is pushing, and they're pushing real hard recently.
Yeah.
Like they've got their own little ecosystem, and I'm not exactly like I like SideQuest, right? So I just want to before I get into the I'm not sure bit, I really like SideQuest. I think it's a great system. I think it provides a really good place for all of the indie stuff. I mean, Serge, you're obviously this is your area. You're like pushing all of the indie stuff. So I assume like SideQuest is like your bread and butter at this point. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, definitely. Steam, maybe 15%. The rest is SideQuest, to be honest. 15, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's great, but the problem, like they have their own sort of economy within the system, where they pay their creators with their own economy. It's kind of like a digital currency that they pay them with, that they then use to buy back into the system, which is fine. But you could just pay them real money. That stuff that actually buys bread.
Yeah, and food and beer.
And beer, very important. All of those things that are made with yeast.
Apart from herpes, right?
Yeah, but yeah, no, I think it's cool. But like, I'm not. I want to hope that they're not just using that 12 million for marketing. I want to hope that they're investing in something really cool, but I just don't know what that is.
Are there any rumblings about Google stepping into the VR, AR, XR market?
Not that I know of. I mean, they've obviously like stepped into the XR market a while back with Google Glass.
Mm.
But I haven't heard anything since then, because like Snap are doing all of that now, aren't they? Really?
Yeah. So, what was the result of your poll then?
The result of my poll was 50% said yes. Cheers, guys. I appreciate it. It's really helpful. I blame myself.
Yes.
I should not have given you the option of yes.
Well, mine, I had 12% vote for mayonnaise. I had 16% vote for ketchup. I had 31% vote for cream of some young guy.
I voted for cream of some young guy.
So did I.
There's an in joke there. And 39% went for hot sauce. So, yeah. So we're going to expect to see some hot sauce or some cream of some young guy.
Yeah.
Splattered all over Mark Zuckerberg.
I'm going for hot sauce, and I'm going to up the bet a little bit, and I'm going to say it's going to be Frank's.
Frank's hot sauce.
Frank's hot sauce. That's my bet.
Okay. I don't really have any. Oh, what's that one I used to get from? Oh, starts with an S.
Szechuan?
No. Anyway, I can't remember.
Sriracha.
Sriracha. There you go. Sriracha. That's, oh God, you should drink pints of that stuff.
Yeah, I do love a bit of sriracha.
Yeah, there you go. Tranquility comes up such a.
Okay, so do we have any other topics that we want to cover tonight?
I have covered everything I want to talk about, so I'm out.
Where is Serge's list? Because you had a whole list. You had Horizon is shit.
That was basically it, yeah. Horizon's shit, Horizon's really shit.
Jedi Knight Quest 2 port. Yeah, we did that. Arcaxa, Gym Class, and No Man's Sky Waypoint. I think it's worth talking about Waypoint. So yeah, Serge, what have we got to talk about Waypoint?
We already covered it.
Yeah, we did.
We?
Yes, we did. Yeah. I think
oh God, I am way too drunk.
I think that's why you were licking the last out of Galadriel's nipples. Yeah, sucking the last.
My bad.
Amber.
In that case, yeah, no, I think that is my list exhausted. Serge's list exhausted. Mac's list exhausted.
I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted.
He's exhausted. He needs to go to bed.
I'm not going to bed. I've promised Serge I'm going to download Neos.
Oh God. I'm going to stop the podcast and go to bed because I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning, working.
Little soldier.
Working in my little man cave with my new set, which I'd like to point out to everybody. Isn't it lovely?
Oh yeah, your set looks sick, mate. Your video that I watched the other day, like the lighting wasn't quite right on your Akira video.
Yeah,
but the next one you did. What did you do? What did you bring out the other day?
That was the Grimlord.
Oh, the Grimlord.
Yeah.
Your set looked amazing, mate.
Yeah, I've got
looked awesome.
That had all the lighting finished by then, so the Akira one, it wasn't quite finished. But no, it's done now. So yeah, I'm very pleased with it. I like to stand up and present because I can wave my arms around. That's just me.
Oh, right. Well then, gentlemen, it has been an interesting night. Chewie is drunk. You two are sober.
For once.
For once, it is. We've spoken about all the stuff and the things. We had some interesting people. We had Bradley come into the chat. We had Nathy come into the chat.
Yeah, absolutely
that was
brilliant,
boss.
It was. Yeah, excellent. So I've really enjoyed this. It's been a good one.
So yeah, let's do some pluggables then, boys. Mac, let's go for your pluggables.
Okay, my pluggables. I have a video coming. Oh, we're doing the MetaConnect live stream tomorrow.
Yes, 6 p.m. BST.
6 p.m. Me and Chewie, live reaction to Mark Zuckerberg's little seal hands. Wednesday, we're doing the contractors stream with Team Tryhard. Friday, I've got a tech review video coming out. Got the new set. Very happy about that. And I opened channel memberships about 3 weeks ago, and that's going very well. So if you enjoy the content, please join my channel. Everything you can do to support me, that would be lovely. Monetarily, because it's expensive running a VR tech channel on YouTube.
I fucking know it.
Over to my esteemed drunken gentle friend.
Oh. So yeah, if you want to find me, hopefully you've already found me on here. If not, then YouTube, PowerOnVR, Twitter, PowerOnVR. I have also, as promised, as far as 4K subscribers, I opened up channel memberships.
Congratulations on your 4K there.
Yeah, cheers, man. If you saw Henry earlier, he tried to give away a channel membership and then forgot that it he was I think he was watching on his TV so that him and his missus could watch, but then he'd originally set it up on his PC on his spare account, so he gave himself a membership.
Well done, Henry.
Yeah, well done, mate. That worked really well for you, I'm sure. But yeah, if you want to see more of a little bit more PowerOnVR in your life, then by all means join. You get access to a private Discord server. You get a bunch of other stuff. You also get to help me. I've decided to let the community choose what my emotes are. So if you've got a particular emote you fancy having on there, I will either have it created or we'll find it somehow. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Other than that, I can't think of anything. I'm drunk. Over to you, Sergey boy.
Yeah, so you find me on YouTube, IndieVR, one word, Twitter, indie__VR, and I cover IndieVR games in case nobody noticed that by my name. And also on Wednesday, I have the Arcaxa developers on my podcast, which is filmed in Neos. So yeah, my podcast is basically game developers and content creators in VR. and we sit down, have a chat about stuff, and yeah, that's every Wednesday. We'll be streaming games like horror games throughout October as well.
Pooptober.
Pooptober, I've called it, yes, because everyone's used all these different names. I was just like, Pooptober. Nobody'd used it, so that's a trademark now. And also, I stream like indie games normally like during the afternoon. So yeah, that is my setup.
Sorry, I just want to point out that one of the guys that I've been following for a while, Jay Brat's just jumped into the stream as well. So
hey, Jay Brat.
I'm super drunk and obviously acting like a complete brat. Cheers, Jay Brat. Appreciate you turning up, my dude.
Yeah, Zenquility's just said we love Surge, throws his top off and runs away. And Apg, sorry, dude, we're just wrapping the podcast up, mate. You have to go back and watch it again later on. Apg was one of my patrons for a long time. Right, okay, I'm going to wrap. So thank you very much for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
He's been Surge. Yes. He's been a drunken PowerOnVR. I'll see you later.
Later, people.
Later.
Stay awesome.